This is the first time that you two have both had a robot of your own to drive. When are you gonna fight?
I think our first fight will probably happen in our front yard, I'm guessing. We've done a little bit of sparring because they're lifter robots. Lifter robots are great because you can practice with them
That's
safely.
true.
They're very gentle robots for the most part.
We're coming out with the second robot this season, which is amazing news for us. And
Yeah.
I'm getting to drive it and design it. So
Yeah,
And build it.
and build it.
Well, yeah.
Currently building it.
Yeah.
Currently building it.
As these two are in the arena, the battle box is going to be split. Which parent is going to stand with which son?
Your son.
yeah, it's me and my mom versus Matthew and my dad. So
Yeah.
It was so quick.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a thought.
We're
So-
doing it because Matthew loves it when Jeff like bangs on the glass
And yells at
at
him.
when he's driving.
Yeah, he loves that.
Loves
he lives
that.
for it.
It's great for winning. Yeah.
All right, everyone, we're here in season 6 with the legendary Vasquez brothers, Matt and Jason. Guys, how are you doing?
We're doing great.
yeah, we're doing great.
To get started, what is new with Whiplash this season?
So I mean, last season we had a great run. Everything worked pretty awesome. I mean, we only lost 2 fights. We got second place, so we didn't want to change too much. So almost everything on the inside is exactly the same. The chassis is almost exactly the same. We just have lots of new armor configurations for different opponents. And it's really just thinking about strategy more this year than anything.
You said you've been running a lifter this whole season so far.
The spinner this season is mostly going to be for those opponents who are not going to like destroy us. So if we're fighting like a hammer bot or a flipper bot or a lifter bot or a grabber bot or even like a crusher robot, we'll run the spinner to get those extra damage points and you know, the extra coolness points, I guess. The biggest thing I learned from last season is we just need more armor.
Yeah.
We just need to be stronger.
Right.
And to do that, you need weight.
I'm noticing here you've got some wedges, wedgelets, I believe.
Yeah.
What's kind of the thought process behind that?
This is one of our anti-vertical spinner configurations.
Okay.
I mean, obviously robots, you know, with wedgelets and forks have been really successful. It's a really good way to stay low to the ground and stay underneath your opponent. For most vertical spinners, if they don't get under you, they don't hit you. And if we can't get under them, we can't use our weapon.
Right.
So we just gotta stay as low as we can. We wanna keep them on top of those forks, you know, lift them, flip them over, control them, and you know, that's it. I think that's probably our biggest improvement this year. And like one thing you might have noticed is since we don't have the spinner, the old like lifter spatula with the spinner was like thin 1/4 inch steel. With removing the spinner, now instead of 1/4 inch steel, it's 1 inch thick AR.
Okay.
All welded together. So it should be like indestructible, hopefully.
It's pretty thick. Jason, I want to kind of switch over to you really quick. This is your first season as a solo driver. How did this come about?
Well, we've always been trying to get a robot for me to drive.
Sure.
And once we got in a comfortable spot with Whiplash, we started approaching more sponsors, and we were lucky enough to get Waterway as a sponsor.
Yeah.
So with the help of them, we've been able to build 2 complete robots.
So tell me about Defender.
So with Defender, I really just wanted to bring something unique and maybe something that would be almost harder to win with, just so I'd kind of like, not more of a challenge, but just something to really like prove that I know what I'm building.
Yeah.
And this was perfect. I got the lifter grabber, and it's really unique because it's got the full body lifter.
Yeah.
Where instead of lifting you up, I push the ground down and then therefore lift you up. So
Clips of this bot that we've seen, like the reveal of Defender online, we were at the office, we were screaming. We were like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Thank you.
And this is the first time that you two have both had a robot of your own to drive, which is absolutely outstanding. And it kind of begs the question, when are you going to fight?
I think our first fight will probably happen in our front yard, I'm guessing.
I'm sure your neighbors will appreciate that.
We've done a little bit of sparring because they're lifter robots. Lifter robots are great because you can practice with them.
That's
safely.
true.
You're not gonna, you know, shoot a piece of metal 200 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's they're very gentle robots for the most part. they're competitive but gentle robots. So that's the great thing. We'll be able to, before next season, hopefully we have this robot together, we'll be able to practice, and that'll be awesome.
Have you gotten a chance to practice at all with the two of them, like sparring matches?
We did like once,
Yeah.
like really quickly. Because, I mean, it was such a time crunch to get finished for the season.
Yeah.
But before next season, there's going to be a lot more of that for sure.
No doubt. And I mean, this family has a reputation for like continuously just growing and getting stronger every season. So it's gonna happen. The fight it's destiny.
It's gonna happen.
Greg is looking at you two and he's like, any second. He's watching you. Out of all of the bots here in this pit, who would Defender want to square up against?
who would it like to square up against?
Who are you trying to square up against?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, Whiplash is the obvious answer, but I mean, anybody in the top 16, I really want to just prove myself. I got nothing to lose. I got a pretty much clean slate of a record, and I'm ready to see what's to be fixed.
That's awesome. How does it feel to kind of now have 2 robots?
Having 2 bots is awesome. It's something, like you said, we've always wanted to have 2 robots. I mean, we always want to grow our team, add more robots.
Yeah. I
think for now we'll stick with 2. 3 might be a little bit much. But yeah, we're just gonna, I mean, Whiplash we've been running it for years and improving it every year. Hopefully we'll have the same for Defender. We'll bring it back next year, hopefully, make it better, and follow the same trend. That's the
awesome.
goal.
If you do have a 3rd bot, it's mom driving, right?
If she wants to.
Are you driving the 3rd bot? The 3rd robot? Being here, a lot of teams have kind of taken the inspiration of like where we're at, and they're like, like, let's make some poker chips.
Yeah.
Like everybody likes these poker chips. They're like, this is something that kind of goes with the theme, and it's something that everyone can have a little piece of another team.
Yeah.
And so we're like, this is really cool. This is really cool. Why don't we make one specifically for individuals with toys? And we were like, this is a pretty exclusive club.
Oh.
And so I would like to present you with a very, very limited edition HEXBUG poker chip for Team Whiplash.
This is awesome. Thank you guys. Want to look at it?
So only BattleBots team members who have toys have these.
Oh, that's an exclusive club.
And so we just delivered these to, which is a big secret.
Oh yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
We won't tell anyone.
But they got these. We delivered the coin first, and they were like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "It only goes to people with toys." And they go, and goes, "Which bot can lift the most?"
Good question.
That's kind of tough because my robot has to lift itself when it lifts, so technically the lifter arm is more powerful, but it's also lifting more weight every lift.
Probably about the same.
Probably about the same.
The great thing about building Defender is we based a lot of it off of what worked in Whiplash.
Yeah.
So like everything inside of Whiplash is pretty similar to what's inside of Defender. So they could probably lift about the same, I'm guessing. But maybe we'll have to fight and find out.
Do you two often work on each other's robots, or is the garage like divided by tape? Like there's blue on one side and there's like green on the other?
It's not quite divided by tape, but the thing is when you have so few people building 2 heavyweights for a new season, it's kind of like I have to take over everything Whiplash, he has to take over everything Defender, and then when we need help, we cross over. But it's like if we're not focused on our own projects, like they won't get done.
Oh my.
It's so much work to do 2 robots with really just 3 people working on them. It's me, Jason, and our dad. So it's really me building Whiplash, Jason building Defender, and our dad kind of like in between doing all the tasks that we need help with.
Right. So there's crossover, but not much because you got to keep it straight.
And then, I mean, like when we're working in the pits, if Whiplash has a fight and Defender's out, we're all going to go on Whiplash. Or if Whiplash is out and Defender's in, we're all going to go to Defender. But it's really difficult with so few people and so many robots that like we just got to like really focus on our own thing for the most part.
It's so amazing to see you guys like still doing this like as like a full family, mom and dad here, you two brothers, like all loving the same thing, all helping each other out, making something that just kills everybody else's toys. Like it's so great. It has been so amazing talking to you guys about Whiplash and Defender. We're so excited to see you guys in season 6. This has been Matt and Jason with Team Whiplash and Defender. We'll see you next time.
Bye.